Are you yourself when you're hungry? I'm pretty confident that many of the meltdowns that have happened in the Hinnen house are because of bellies that have grown louder and louder. Tuesday of Holy Week, today, traditionally has a passage of scripture that talks about Jesus being hungry. Matthew chapter 21, verses 18 through 22 says this: "In the morning, when he returned to the city, he was hungry. And seeing a fig tree by the side of the road, he went to it and found nothing at all on its leaves. And then he said to it, 'May no fruit ever come from you again.' And the fig tree withered at once. When the disciples saw it, they were amazed, saying, 'How did the fig tree wither at once?' And Jesus answered them, 'Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only will you do what has been done to this fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, it will be done. Whatever you ask for in prayer with faith, you will receive.'" This isn't the first time that trees show up in the Bible. I mean, even in Matthew 7, Jesus talks about trees, and he says you can know a tree by its fruit, good fruit or bad fruit. The prophets like Jeremiah and Hosea, they talk about Israel being like a fruitless tree. But you know, one thing I'm mindful of in those stories in the Old Testament is that often that analogy of Israel being like these trees is because of choices they've made. They did something to take themselves away from God. And when Jesus talks about this tree in Matthew's gospel, this fig tree, it just happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's almost as if it's like the cashier at McDonald's that has to tell you that the ice cream machine is broken. What? Zap. I think that this scripture leaves so many questions for me. If you can command a fig tree to wither, why can't you command a fig tree to produce fruit? Are figs even in season right now? If I can't move a mountain with my mind, am I even faithful? Is cursing a fig tree a form of prayer? What kind of doubt are we talking about here? Are we talking about doubt in a fig tree? Doubt in God? Doubt in me? What I'm really doubting right now, Jesus, is whether or not I want to be around you before you have breakfast in the morning. I mean, look what you did to that tree. For Matthew's gospel, this is not just the story about Jesus being hangry. This is a story about the temple, about the leaders of that temple, the very people that Jesus this week in Jerusalem has come to confront. This is what's really the good news of this passage of scripture. It is that Jesus is hungry. So hungry, in fact, that he will show anger sometimes. So hungry, in fact, that he will show sadness and compassion. So hungry, in fact, that Jesus will follow his hunger into some really dark places. Thankfully, we don't have to be hangry, but we can be hungry like Jesus is. We can use this time in this Holy Week. We can go with Jesus into some of these places. And because of that, hopefully we can join him in the beautiful morning that will be Easter. So, hey, if you're kind of hungry too, maybe get something to eat. Maybe be nice to someone who may be hungry. But I hope that we can have the same hunger that Jesus has. I wonder if you see it. Do you see the turtle? Maybe? Nope. It's right there.